how did you weather those dips and changes as just someone working in architecture? And then how did you weather them once you were a leader and you're responsible for a firm, one of the people responsible for a firm of people?
So the first part of that question is, how did I weather the storm? So when things were slow, I always found something to do, right? And something valuable to the practice that I could do. When I was at Butcher White and Burtis, we had to slow down, and I just decided that I was going to clean out the library. And then I ended up later in my career at FXCollaborative running what was called the practice studio. And one of the things when we were moving during the pandemic was I had to move the resource library. So,
wow.
Thinking back now to that time where I cleaned out the library when I had nothing better to do, right? Now I had to clean the library and move it, right? So I got a group of people together in the practice, and I said, okay, we're not moving all this stuff. So I want to come up with criteria of how we are going to decide on what we discard and what we take. So we put together a library manifesto, and the library manifesto said, okay, the things that are in our library have to have, we're going to look through it through three lenses. One of them was sustainability. The other was health and well-being. And this was in 2020. The third one was equity and social justice. And then through that, I got involved with a group called Design for Freedom, which is a group that is trying to eradicate the use of forced labor in the development of the materials that go into the built environment. So just quickly to tell your listeners, 70% of all the materials that are used in the built environment have been touched at some point between sourcing and manufacturing by either forced, indentured, or child labor. So it's pretty horrifying. So, it's interesting how, something so like I'm just trying to keep myself occupied, and how that evolved through my career to have a real interest in the resource library. And if you think about it, like we as architects have so much power in terms of specifying materials, right? And, we can definitely influence by the materials that we specify.